Hey, hey.
Hey, hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Thank you for asking.
Well, we're trying to go live, but it didn't work. Technology is having issues this morning because there's like the whole world on the internet.
That's right. Yes, it's a big thing going on right now.
Yes. So I am Michelle Hausbeck, and I own a design and marketing firm, and I am here with usually my live interviews, but pre-recorded today. That's okay. We're not gonna, take any take twos. We're just gonna roll with it.
All
So
right.
I'm here with Eyrick Gibson. He is the general sales manager from Move for Less. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So happy to have you here.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here.
So let's get started with tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I've been here at Move for Less for just over 8 years now, and before here, I've always worked in the sales industry in some facet in different industries, things like construction, roofing. I've been on the retail side of things and sales and management, and I lived here in Las Vegas since 2001.
Wow.
Came out here from Southern California, much like most people that live out here, and moved out here really just to be able to buy a home initially, because living in Huntington Beach, I wasn't gonna be able to afford a home out there, especially back then I was a lot younger, not making a great living, and so buying a $500,000 shack home was not in my near future. So checked out Las Vegas, saw that the economy was really good. It was still close to family out there, and so decided to make a move.
Awesome. What was one of your first jobs here when you moved to Vegas?
I believe my first job was, it wasn't for very long. It was actually, because I moved here in October of 2001, so right after 9/11. So there was hardly any jobs going on at that time, especially in sales.
Right.
And so my first job was with a company, I want to say it's called Tangerine Express, and they sell copiers and toner, basically, to different businesses. And so my job was just cold calling sales. And it was not a lot of fun, especially after 9/11. People did not want you coming in their doors.
No, especially for copier and printers.
Yeah, it wasn't. No, it wasn't a very flashy business at all by any stretch.
No.
Yeah.
So what about a little bit personal tidbits? Are you married? You got kids?
Yep, absolutely. So married. I've been married for just had my just coming up on my 4-year anniversary.
Congrats.
And so my wife has a son from a previous marriage. I have a son from a previous marriage as well. My son's 20, and her son is 10. So we obviously had our kids different times in our lives. So,
Yep.
but it's great. It was kind of interesting. Before I married my wife, I had vowed to never get married again, and I was kind of on that train. My mom was kind of getting sick of hearing all that. She just said the right one will come along, and she did. And so my mom was right once again, and as moms usually are.
Yes, they are. Even though we don't want to hear it sometimes, they usually are right.
We are right. So I've been getting better at listening to her more and more these days. Yeah.
Yeah, as we get older, I think we value our parents' opinions a little bit more. Would you
I think
say?
so. Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
Once we get experience under our belt and kind of learn some hard facts about life, we realize that everything our parents said wasn't just to make our lives miserable. That there was some wisdom in there to keep us from hitting the landmines. So.
Right. Yeah. We start to, as like you said, we get experience. I think it clicks in our head like, oh, they've had experiences too. That's why they're
Right.
this.
Yeah. Well, I think I remember always thinking this, where we always knew our parents as adults, because since we
Right.
were little and as far back as our memories go, obviously they're older than us and they were adults. We forget that they were ever kids and teenagers and young adults, that they don't understand what we're going through, because they were never that person. But of course, they obviously were. So
Right.
once you start realizing that as you get older, it all starts to make a little more sense.
Yeah, I remember talking to my mom the first time, like I called it, I realized she was a human and not like, the parent on this pedestal. I was like, oh, okay, you have been here before.
Yes. Yes, yes. I actually called my mom. I called my parents. I think I was around 25, 26 years old. And, I had my son very young. I was 23 when he was born. And so as life is hitting and, by the time you're 25, I hear that's when your frontal cortex is fully developed at that point. So, now your decision-making process is a little different than when you're 20, 21 years old. And I started to realize, like, wow, there's a lot that my parents were trying to help me with and that they really did understand. So I called them up and I said, hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the trash talking and all the pushing back on everything. And you guys are right. And, and my mom kind of had this this sigh of relief, like, okay, we did it right,
Right.
But then, as parents, we don't always know if what we're doing is sticking and if it really is the right thing.
Right. Yeah, because I remember, I don't remember the exact year, but I was definitely in my 20s when I had that conversation with my parents too. And I did say sorry for a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's really interesting too, because even as my parents have gotten older, they've pulled me aside a few times and they've apologized for certain things. And, hey, we should have been more open to this or more attentive to that. And I said, look, there's no I get it now. There's no blueprint to being a parent. You go with what you know and what makes sense, and you hope it's the right decision. And if not, you make adjustments. I said, I appreciate the sentiment. I said, but you guys don't need to apologize to me.
Right.
You guys are fantastic. It's if you ask me.
Yeah, it just took me a while to let you know that it stuck.
Yes, it did take me a little while. Yeah.
So you put them through 25 years of wondering.
Yep. And we've always had a great relationship anyway, and so being open about our interactions and what it was like growing up, I think it's been great for all of us, and we've all learned so much. And I think for most people, if you are open-minded and you're not just so glued to your thoughts all the time, it can be helpful to talk about things.
Oh yeah, communication is definitely key in every aspect of life and all relationships.
Everywhere. Yep, I agree.
Yep, I agree. So what's one fun fact about yourself?
Boy, so right now, for about 4 years now, I've been training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I started late.
Karate?
Nothing like karate. For all the people who don't understand, it is a martial art. It's more geared towards the grappling. So a lot of people understand more like American wrestling, where you're taking somebody down, trying to pin them to the ground. This is more when you get somebody to the ground. It's submission holds. So if you're ever in a position where you have to defend yourself, most people don't want to be punching and kicking somebody if they don't have to. So if you take somebody to the ground, you can utilize technique and leverage instead of strength to submit an opponent to where you can choke them unconscious so you can get away. If you had to grab an arm or a leg, you can kind of manipulate the joints is a better way to say it, and to disable somebody. So. But it's fun, and I've met a lot of great people through it, from our coaches all the way down to we have a lot of women that train, a lot of kids that train every single day, and it helps build a lot of confidence for people, and it's a fantastic workout. So,
how long have you been involved with that?
Like just a little over February. This last February was 4 years, just over 4 years,
Okay.
and most people who've been doing it as long as I have, they started in their 20s, and they're all still fairly young. I started when I was 39, so it's a little bit later start for me, but I enjoy it a lot.
So in a nutshell, don't mess with you?
One of the things that I've learned, one of the first things I learned when I started training was there's always somebody better, and you never know who trains. There's guys in my class and women in my class that look, they're 130, 140 pounds, that they look like techie, nerdy type people, and I was getting tapped out, strangled by 15-year-old kids when I first started. So you never know.
So never judge a book by its cover.
Yes, so I keep my ego in check and stay very healthy in that aspect.
Nice. Well, it sounds like too it's a good mental workout.
It is. Right?
Change your mindset.
Change your mindset, and like I said, the humbling aspect I think is good. I think it's good for people to, I know, especially for me, I know me and my own personality. If I get too high on my horse, I have a lot of good people around me that keep me well grounded and checked. So
That's good.
it is good.
You need to have that tribe around you. You know, I always say I don't like the yes men.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wanna learn, right? And call me out.
Yep.
I think that just helps you grow as a human being.
I agree. It's good for all of us.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about Move for Less.
Okay.
So you're the general sales manager there. So talk to us a little bit about, you know, obviously things have changed a little bit, right, with how we're doing business right now. So first, let us know how you guys are operating and staying safe, keeping your customers, your employees safe.
Mm-hmm. So right now within our office, you know, we're maintaining having 10 or less people inside the office at all times. You know, keeping the 6 feet away from each other for social distancing. You know, we've had to move some desks around in people's workstations to make sure that we maintain that space here in the office. Some certain parts of the office, you know, dispatches a little bit further away from us. So, you know, in the sales aspect of things, we don't have to worry about running into them so much. Obviously, the warehouse behind me, there's plenty of space out there for people to stay. So all of our movers are instructed, you know, to keep the safe distance. We have masks and gloves for them. We have masks and gloves for the on-site estimators that do go out to people's homes when people are requesting that part of the service. We have our cleaning service coming out like pretty much every day now to clean all the facilities, everybody's offices, all the common areas, spray and wipe down all the phones, keyboards. I mean, everything that we're touching on a consistent basis, we want to make sure that we're keeping everything sanitized, clean, you know, at all times. Because we do, you know, I think one thing that this whole thing has really taught us is we are very active with our hands and touch a lot of things. And so if we're not careful about those things and not aware, you know, we can be touching our face right after touching something else and not realizing that we are potentially transferring germs and things like that. So, so the cleaning aspect of it has gone very well.
Yeah.
The social distancing aspect of it. And then for our on-site estimators, when we go out, besides having, you know, gloves and masks on hand for us, we're keeping a safe distance even then. You know, we want to make sure that we're being respectful of everybody when we go out, because we do see a lot of seniors every so often. And quite honestly, they're the ones who need our services the most, usually, because they can't move their own stuff. In many cases, they can't pack their own items either. So they need help with all aspects.
Well, that's a great lead-in to my next question. But first, thank you for giving us that rundown, because when I think about moving, I mean, obviously it's interaction with other people, and you know, they're in your home, they're touching your stuff. So I thank you. I really appreciate the fact that you guys are doing that.
Yeah.
So you guys are obviously movers, right? And you just mentioned that the seniors are a large part of it and that you can help them pack. So I know that you have additional services or even specialty services besides the actual physical move part. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think unless somebody moves quite often, which isn't always the case, a lot of people have maybe a preconceived notion of what a moving service is, what a moving company is. I've even said in the past that the mindset is it's just a bunch of grunt workers with sleeveless shirts and sweating all over the place. And while that may be the case for some companies, it's definitely not our company. We are a very professional organization. We have uniformed employees. Everybody that we have is full-time employees only for us. We do not use day laborers. We make sure that they're background checked, drug tested. And most of our guys that have been with us, they've been with us for many, many years.
Yeah.
So they're very experienced with all aspects of moving to make sure that we're moving safe. We want to make sure our guys are not getting hurt, make sure we're not damaging any, not only their items, but their property as well, whether it be doors, flooring. A lot of people have very special flooring in their homes, whether it be certain kinds of tile, hardwood floors, all those things. So we have floor protection that we put down in many cases to make sure that you know, we don't have those types of damages and everybody is happy. As far as our services goes, we can customize a moving plan for all different types of people, where if they just have maybe a handful to 10 big, large, heavy items they cannot move by themselves, and that's what they want us to move, we can do just that. If they want to sit on their couch and do absolutely nothing and have us come and pack their whole house, from their knickknacks and all their glassware, their clothes, everything, we'll come and pack those items up too. We'll move everything to the new home, and we can even unpack if they need help with that. Whether it be maybe it's a one of the husband or the wife, maybe they work all the time so they can't be there to help unpack, or maybe they're away on business or military, and so there's just a single parent at home with kids, and they want to make sure they have at least their plates and their glassware and some basics that are pulled out of the boxes for them so they can, operate their household. We can help with those services as well. And then we'll haul away the trash of, the boxes that we pack and things of that, or unpack. And then on the specialty side of packing, we do things like grand pianos, we do pool tables. One of the more interesting items that I remember we did, and this was actually for a long distance move, it was a huge glass dining table. It was probably 12 feet long, 5 feet wide, a good inch thick. Yeah, it was very heavy. And underneath, on the very center part of it, underneath, it had these huge glass balls, like crystal balls that were mounted. It was a very customized table. So we had to flip it upside down. So the flat part was on the bottom. We put it in a huge wooden crate with bubble peanuts and bubble wrap and everything. And then, had a big wooden lid that we built customized for it. And then, we put it on the truck and shipped it all the way to Texas. So
wow.
We can do a lot of specialty items. We've done things like, what are those, the old record players, Vitrolas, I think they're called.
Oh, yeah.
So we've customized, created, those types of things. We'll do big, huge glass type statues, water fountains from outside. I mean, you name it, and it's pretty much we can do it.
So that really that's fascinating to hear about the specialty items like that. Because I know even for me, which I don't have anything like that, sometimes you look at something and you're like, how on earth are you going to move that?
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got, alongside with the movers that we have on staff, a lot of them have a lot of additional skills. So we have a few guys that have really, they were handyman even before. So we can remove things like, wall-mounted TVs. We can rehang those TVs at the new location. There's obviously some additional costs that come with a lot of these types of services, but we can do them. Chandeliers is another one. We can custom create chandeliers, remove them from the ceiling if need be. So we have a lot of guys that are very specialized in different types of things that we can offer.
So you really do handle, the before, the during, and after the move. So it's not just that we're going to pick up boxes and furnitures and, ship them to the new house.
Right. Yeah. And we, like I said, we can do that as well, because everybody's different. Everybody has very, unique, things that they need done. And so we'll customize the pricing, we'll customize the crew size and everything to what it is that they need.
That's fantastic. So Move for Less has been in business 16 years, right?
Correct.
That's great. And it's family owned and operated. And one of the things that I was really impressed with, and you touched on it before, was the fact that the staff has been with Move for Less for so long. So not only the management staff, but the movers themselves.
Yep.
One, I forgot his name, but he's been there for, what's the longest guy you have on staff that's been there?
Well, a few of the long-term guys have been there even longer than me, and I've been here 8 years. So I want to say,
is it 15?
Well, yeah, probably 15 years.
So almost since the beginning.
Yeah. And
that's a lot about a company to me.
Yeah, one of the things that we've done with our mover staff too, and this is something that, when I do on-site estimates and anytime that I'm trying to obviously sell our company versus other companies, is with our moving staff, the reason why we're able to keep a lot of these long-term guys, because we all know it's not easy work to do.
Right.
So to be able to retain the top quality guys and to even recruit other top quality movers that want to come work for us, we pay over and above and beyond what any other moving company does here in the marketplace. You know, our rates are still very competitive, but we want to make sure that we're paying our guys more. They can earn bonuses for things like not having damages, workman's comp claims, things like that. So working safely, they get compensated for. And they also can get medical benefits through the company as well, even 401k. So no other company is offering this to their the mover staff. So that's how we're able to keep and retain top quality talent here at our company.
Right, and that's really important for your customers too, because obviously if the employees and the staff are happy and loyal and dedicated and really take care, because they value their job, right, and value what they do, that translates into treating the customers the right way.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually a business model. It's called the service profit chain, and that's exactly what it is. As a company, if you take care of your employees will in turn take care of your customers, and your customers will reward you, with sales and profits. And it seems very simple, but a lot of companies don't understand it, it seems like. So we really take that to heart and want to make sure that we do have happy people here.
That's awesome. Well, and I'm excited too, because I'm going to be a customer of yours.
Yes.
I'm excited to go through the move process with you guys.
Yeah, it's one of the things too that we make sure that we always let our clients know is the preparation. It really is everything. That's going to help keep the costs down. It's going to help make the client's life easier and better on moving day, because it can already be a stressful process. You have so many things going on. You're buying a new home, you're selling a home, you're moving maybe into a whole new part of town, or maybe you're moving in, from somewhere else. There's just so many things. Plus you got all the utilities to cut off and set up, and cable guys and all these things. And so our job is to make things as easy and as smooth as possible. So we try to help prepare everybody by saying, here are the things that can trip up a lot of people when it comes to moving, whether it be making sure all the boxes are packed, and including things like the garage that people forget about. Maybe things like closets are another one that people forget about. Closets they turn into mini storages because they can hold a lot of stuff. Yeah, me too, I know. So without, if sometimes if you don't bring that to the forefront and let people know ahead of time, far enough in advance, where they have a month, 2 weeks to a month to really go through those items, and it kind of gives them time to also maybe get rid of some items that they don't really need, and either donate them, trash them out, whatever it is, to help get that load down so that we don't have to move it, and it saves them money overall in moving time.
Right. That's great. I was going to ask you for some tips, but you just offered them up. That's awesome.
Yep. Yeah. Even I've even told people, if you're going to have all the boxes packed and ready, if you have a 2-story home and you want to bring them downstairs, that's going to save a little bit of time. Even to the point where I've told people to stack them in columns, and then have the columns be about chin level, maybe nose level, depending on how tall people are. But having them stacked maybe 3 boxes high or 4 boxes high if they're smaller boxes, and that way when the guys come out, because when the movers show up, usually they won't grab one box and take it out to the truck. They'll grab boxes and they'll stack them and then put the dolly underneath and then take them out to the truck. So if we don't have to stack them first, everything's stacked and ready to go, and they can just dolly them and go, it saves on time. So all these little things will just kind of help the move go a little bit smoother, a little bit faster, and then it just saves the customer money overall.
That's great. I'm actually looking. So my columns of boxes are right behind my computer.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
I think I've done a decent job.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're turning into a pro yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's a great tip. If you're able to move boxes downstairs and stack them up and just have you guys come in and, stick the dolly in here and move. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're almost to the end of our time here. Is there any other tidbits, offers, anything that Move for Less is doing special right now that you want to share with us?
Yeah, so right now, there's obviously with everything going on where the economy's taking a big hit, people are out of jobs, and not everybody has a lot of money to be able to move, but some people still either want to move or have to move. We're here for everybody. We have plenty of crews available. We still are offering our competitive rates, but also we have some specialty rates that we have on certain days. All of our rates are kind of based on availability, much like if you're getting a hotel room or booking a flight.
Right.
But right now, because of the current climate that we're in financially, if when customers give us a call, if they are moving in April or May and they get scheduled with us today, we have some significantly lower rates. We have free packing materials. Even if people are going to pack most of their boxes, some of the things that get missed are things like TVs, maybe some specialty pictures, the mattress bags.
Yeah.
So most moves will have $20 to $40 of packing materials that they'll need, that will provide. But right now we're offering the first $75 of any packing materials needed for free, and then we're offering 50% off any packing materials after that. 50% discount on anything else over the first $75. So this kind of helps with some of those specialty items that way they don't have to try to run to the store, be exposed to many people. Obviously, they can just have our guys take care of it for them, one less thing on their plate, and we'll take care of it, and saves quite a bit of money for them. And then with our rates right now, I think we're averaging probably anywhere between $10 to $15 an hour less than many of our competitors. So.
That's awesome. Thank you guys for doing that, and just, helping out where you can.
Yeah, well, the Southern Nevada, Las Vegas community has been great for us. We have a lot of great people, a lot of great companies that we've worked with in the past and continue to work with. We've been a proud partner of the Vegas Golden Knights since they got here. Yep, go Knights, right? And so we really believe in. Really love our community, so anytime we have a chance to give back, it's definitely what we want to do.
Awesome. One thing that I just heard you mention that we didn't talk about just quickly is you guys do commercial business moves, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so besides residential, we can do commercial moves. So if someone does have a business or knows somebody who has a business that has to get moved over, we can move big, heavy pieces of equipment, those big commercial refrigerators for certain types of businesses that have those, big conference tables, office desks, all those types of things. We can do cubicles. Like I said, pretty much if it needs to be moved, we can move it. And then just to piggyback on top of that, we have my warehouse behind me. We do offer storage services for people who do need storage, whether they need it for a few days or they need it for a few years. We do everything in between as well. So we have storage ability for people who need any kind of warehousing. And then we also do, I spoke briefly about it, is long distance. We do all 48 contiguous states here. The only ones we do not do are Alaska and Hawaii, or anything out of the United States. But every other state we can absolutely do. So we've gone to Vermont, Maine, Florida, all the way to the other side, to the East Coast.
That's awesome. So yeah, full service for anything that you need to move.
Absolutely.
Anywhere you need to move.
Yep. Absolutely. We're here.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Eyrick, for hopping on with me this morning.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And if you guys have to move, if you know of anybody that has to move or wants to move, residential, commercial, long distance, give this guy a call. I actually referred a friend to you, and I got a text last night saying they are so impressed with the professionalism of Move for Less compared to the other companies that they've been calling and getting estimates from. So Move for Less is the go-to.
Yep, give us a call. We're here. We're ready to go.
Awesome. And I will put the contact details up in the post. Thank you, Eyrick.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.